Hello everyone, and welcome back to Let's Play Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous. Redux version, normal difficulty. I'm your host, Colors Fade. It's episode 64. We just scared Savemalak off, and he is now running away. He just got finished running away, actually. We're going to go down here and see if there's any fun loot here in this place. There's one little thing over here. I am suffering from... I'm exhausted. My character is. So I think I'm going to try to figure out how to fix that. I believe he can fix that condition. Fatigue, shaken, sickened condition. It can't do exhausted. Okay, what he can do is... That's personal. Let's check. Heal will get it done. It's supposed to remove exhaustion, and it does. Great. Okay. I figured there had to be something. I tried Common Touch anyways, just to see what would happen. Nothing happened, of course. But heal gets the job done. So, Savemalak has ran off and has threatened to do more dastardly deeds to the mongrels back in Dresden. We can't deal with that until we're done with this whole situation. So, onward we go. Hey, Thrall. Lucianir is arrogant aristocrat. Oh, some people here. Interesting. Hey, Thrall, enough slacking and eavesdropping, he says. Well, not really trying to do either one of those things. Oh, but it does bring up the question. There's this... Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Okay, let's go around this way. I want to try and get that chest, but if it requires me using Dimension Door to get up there, I'm thinking that's probably not a good idea. Remember, we had trouble with that last time. Yeah. Odds that it'll work. How many Dimension Door spells does she have? She has 9. Okay. Alright. Wait a minute. No, can she do it herself? What's her scores? Her stealth knowledge, she has low trickery. It won't work. Okay, let's try it. Everyone. Alright. Party up. Get rid of that. Very craftily done trap. Let's see if this was all worth it. Oh! Goggles of Piercing Gaze. Grant the wearer +1 insight bonus on attack and damage rolls against outsiders, as well as +10 competence bonus on persuasion skill checks. And a crumpled demon helmet. Well. Okay then, and there's some loot up there, but you'd have to Dimension Door your way up there too. Something tells me that's probably not worth it, but let's take the whole party over here and try it anyway. Let's make another quick save. Oh look, not everybody went up, did they? Of course not. Of course they didn't. Okay, then let's go back to the tight cluster. Everybody here. Okay, everybody here. Go right there. And then she's going to do this. Dimension Door. The whole lot of you. To right there. Yeah. What's in here? Yeah, junk. Okay. The whole lot of you then. Just get as close together as you can. Because I really feel like this is part of what makes it work.
Shall not fail.
Gilmer.
I stand ready.
I know, I'm just trying to get you to stand over here.
Our duty calls.
Okay, what just happened? Oh, I clicked the wrong character.
We should move.
Sorry, yeah.
I am never wrong.
Well, not always right either. Is that everybody? Good Lord, I hope that's everyone. Okay. Back to our original alignment. Wow, we made it. It worked. It's America. Let's get up here. Past the old rock that we had to fight. Lan, his quest is kind of taken care of. What we need to do is look at the next thing then. Yeah, his is kind of done. And this is Mercy. Latverk. We have to go take care of Red Mask, so we have to do that. And a matter of reputation. Okay, visit Willidus's manage. It's in the upper city. Willidus and his mansion, I think, are over here somewhere. To the abandoned mansion, yeah. So, question. How do we get over there, do you think? Not that way. Back this way. The city's going to turn. It's going to rotate around and say, hey. Willidus. His mansion is not anywhere here. What is this? To the 10,000 delights, right? Okay. So where is it? Is it over in this direction? It's the portal down. We're kind of facing the wrong way, aren't we? We need to go this way. Over here. Because where is this? Portal up. Savemlock's mansion. What's this? To the abandoned mansion. That's where I want to go. Portal down. I think this will do it. This will get us down here, right. And then we want to go this way. And I think the abandoned mansion is backside of here. Yes, that's where we want to be. Okay, abandoned mansion. Well then. Let's go see about this, shall we? Willidus. Another character who needs to die. Alrighty. This looks spooky. Oh, look. What's in here? Nothing. Surprisingly, a mirror. The mirror effect is really cool. And then there's... What the heck? Why am I seeing through the floor on that? What the... Okay, guys. You might want to fix that part, because that's not right. That's not right. This is the abandoned mansion. Were we here earlier? I feel like we were. This is it, though, isn't it? Is this Willidus's place? Oh, no, this is... We were here. This is where we had our big face-off. Okay. Alright. I got the wrong mansion, then. Darn it. Darn. Okay, where is Willidus's mansion, then? We gotta figure that out. And outside, we're here. Where is Willidus's mansion? Let's go take a look. Sadly, very, very sadly, this is somewhere we've already been. It's way over here. Uh-oh. So you're the mortal who's the talk of the town. Eager to join the illusionary nobility, are you? I will not tolerate material plane filth disgracing us with its presence. Merciless tyrant. Okay, I was just trying to make my way, but you know, if you're going to be a jerk about it, then that's what you can do. Studied target. Swift. Della, go crunch it. Me, I will protect myself. You don't have any more haste, so protect yourself. I will haste us all. Lord Gelme, a little more defense, please. Lan, shoot this thing. And, yeah, try that. Oh my, Song of Discord. Oops. that hurts. Keep going, my friend. Okay, 140 critical sneak attack. That was nice. What happened to here? Oh, you had... What's going on? Who's attacking what here?
That's how you hit them.
That's how you hit them.
I'm tired of waiting.
Okay. You need to fix this boy. It's really nice being able to see that he's going to heal himself because he's fatigued. Lan, you're going to cast this right here. This thing is supposed to... When creatures enter the mud, it is healed 1d4 points of ability damage.
I'm always ready.
When it enters the mud. So maybe she has to leave the mud first. She's still got wisdom damage. I thought that spell would work. But I guess not. Interesting. I've been wanting to use that the whole game. And it ended up being about as effective as a fart in the wind. So be it then. I will not rely upon it to fix her wisdom damage. We're going to want to buff because when we get close to the doorway for this... Your kind should kneel in our presence. Yeah, my kind is gonna, like, destroy you. That's what I'm here to do. Oh, Greybor, what's going on? Are you also fatigued? You are.
I stand ready.
Okay. Boy. Alright, who else? Who else is really slow? Aaron, what about... I'm fatigued again.
There is no greater satisfaction than overcoming a challenge.
Right now the challenge is not to... not to be destroyed here. Okay, cast one of those. Fjord, cast one of those. You need one of these. Oh gosh, you also need healing too, don't you? Okay, we're all out of heals. Alright, and do you have a restoration for her? I don't like seeing that wisdom damage on her. Oh, and Lands also. Wow, we're all really like... Bummer. We're all really fatigued, aren't we? Oh, crud. We're all exhausted. Okay. Tell you what I'm gonna do. It seems like a waste of time to go try this. I wonder if we can rest at the brothel. Which direction do I have to... There needs to be a sign here. It says, turn this way to be connected to the rest of the city. Honestly, it's a cool idea that outlives its welcome really, really fast. Like, really fast. Portal up. Yes, okay, let's just go straight over here. Folks, get over here. Get cozy. We're gonna go see if we can get a rest. Actually, we can just go to the Nexus. It'll be easy. Greybor, let's do it. Nexus. Alright, rest. Let's see if there's anything else going on here.
I once met a gnome who had a little stand in the middle of a room with some wrapping paper on it, and he called it art. Is Shaylin the patroness of that, too?
I think the beauty of that work of art lies in the philosophical idea behind it. If the gnome was truly inspired, that means the goddess was with him. And if he was a charlatan, well, that is on his own conscience.
Isn't that how convenient that it works that way? Alright, well the cool thing about this is Land's quest is done, so we can put Ember back in the party. Which will be nice. Lan, you're a fun guy to have around, kind of, but Ember rocks, so I am going to want to go through this someday and do the turn-based mode. I hear that it is very nice now. 10,000 delights, Bad Luck Tavern. Oh, we have to go to the Bad Luck Tavern, don't we? Let's just go take care of this, then. No. Flesh markets, Bad Luck, 10,000 delights. Let's go do Greybear's quest and get him out of there. That way we can get our main soldier back. Our main frontline fighter back before we go take on Red Mask. We got Black Mask and Red Mask. What's next? Yellow Mask? We'll have all the colors of Striper. Alright, my boys and girls. This way. People, you've all been really fun. Good time had by all. Ember, it's time to level you up. My darling stigmatized witch. Let's take a look at you and your magical charisma score. Oh, you're so much fun. And what should we give her? I'm going to take Mind Fog. This is one of the only spells in the game that feels like a holdover from the old 2.5 edition Dungeons and Dragons rules that Baldur's Gate 2 was made on. For those of you unfamiliar with Baldur's Gate 2 and that rule set, there were a whole bunch of spells that what I'd like to call counter spells or anti-spells. There were all kinds of spells that like dragons and other really powerful spellcasters could put on themselves, like mantle and spell resistance and all this other stuff. And then there were counter spells like spell penetration and breach, which would knock those things off of a wizard, which would then allow you to cast other spells on them that would do damage. It was a neat little game of kind of rock, paper, scissors with it. And for some reason they got rid of it. In like, I think the 3rd edition rules or whatever. I thought it was one of the coolest parts of playing a wizard in Dungeons and Dragons back then with Baldur's Gate. I loved it. I loved putting together a party with a lot of characters that had breach and spell penetration and stuff like that, and making sure that you could tear down a dragon's defenses and then pummel him. Mind Fog works in the same kind of manner. Creatures in the Mind Fog take a -10 penalty on wisdom checks and will saves, which then allows you to cast a whole bunch of the spells in the game that rely on will saves. The problem is, you can see, it's a level 5 enchantment spell. You don't get it for a long time. Why this isn't a level 1 spell, I don't know. I don't understand the designer's intent behind that. If it were me and I were writing the Pathfinder rule set, I would do something that EverQuest did back in the day, which was EverQuest would have a spell like a famous Necromancer and Shadow Knight spell was a spell that you could cast on a creature that would slow them down and force them to walk slowly, and also do damage over time to them. And Necromancers would use them to kite, but Shadow Knights could also use them. They were great for pulling and things like that, pulling mobs to your group. But you didn't just get that spell one time. Like, you got it at really low level, like level 2 or 3 or whatever. But then as you leveled up, like at level 12, you'd get a stronger version of that spell. And then at level, 35, you'd get an even stronger version of that spell. That would be harder for creatures to resist. So like if you cast your level 35 version of that spell and on a level 5 mob, it was guaranteed to stick and it did a bunch more damage and it would kill them really fast. Mind Fog seems like a spell where there should be a level 1 version of it that does like a -5 penalty to wisdom or something like that. And then there should be, a level 5 version that's like -10. And then there should be a level 9 or 8 version that's like -15. I don't know why it isn't, but I'm going to take it and hopefully use it later. And then she has to grab one of these spells. Now this is also where things are going to get interesting. I think the simplest thing is to give her greater heroism, because right now I'm the only one who has it and I only have like 1 copy of it. There are a bunch of good choices here. It would be great for her to have Raise Dead as a backup to the priest, because Lord Gelmer dies, we pretty much have to restart. We have to re-roll from our previous save. That would be nice. Stone to Flesh can be useful later. But hopefully somebody else gets it instead. So I'm going to roll with this because she's got lots of spells to use, and if it gives her the ability to help out the whole team, I think that's probably a pretty good idea. Summoning monsters, always very nice. So, and then of course she gets Umbral Strike. Now, I don't think she necessarily needs this spell because it's nice touch attack. 1d6 points of damage per caster level, maximum 2d6. Half the damage is cold damage and the other half is negative energy. The bolt's shadow expands and covers the target, rendering them blind for the duration of the spell. A successful fortitude saves halves the damage and negates the blind condition. Again, having some touch attack spells against weak enemies is pretty important. Now, I'm going to give it to her even though I want her to have summon monster. I'm going to have that just in case it ends up being useful. I'm not sure she needs it with all of her fire-based spells, but that's what we're going to do. To the upper city. Anyway, just to, kind of drive that point home, I really dug the 2.5 edition Dungeons & Dragons rules because of this counter spell thing. It was fun, and it was one of those things where you'd walk into a fight like you're seeing me do many times in this game, where I'm buffing the basic buffs. It's like haste and protection against alignment and stuff like that. And it's not anything that's I'm not going all out on every fight because you really want to save buffs for the hardest fights. But it'd be one of those cases where in Dungeons and Dragons in Baldur's Gate 2 where you would get into a fight and all of a sudden you're like, oh, this is way harder than I think it is. And there's a classic case of that. There's a really hard fight in the sewers with a bunch of like cultist type people. I think they were like some kind of mercenary gang or something like that. And it was a really, really hard fight. And part of the reason it was hard was because there were people there that had like spell mantle on them and spell resistance, and they were really, really hard to defeat. But if you had breach and spell penetration and some of the other counter spells, you'd knock them down, and then you'd be able to cast things like fireball and start taking them down. It's one of the most fun fights in all of Baldur's Gate 2 is that sewer fight, and a huge reason why is because of the whole counter spell thing. So I really missed that part of the game, and it's probably gone because some people didn't miss it, but that's their loss. I liked that part of the game. He's still got this on, which is good, so you just need to do what? You've got that, this, yourself this, and then one of these. Should probably true see everybody. Let's take electricity off the board, fire off the board, cold off the board. Give everybody a little bit of acid resistance. Bird everybody. You're gonna cat everybody. You can cast one of those on yourself. Cast one of these on yourself. I'm gonna do the same. I'm gonna do Eyes of Bodak. I'm gonna Vampiric Blade myself. Alright. Do this. Heroism greater myself. You're going to heroism. You have heroism there, but where's your heroism greater? Wand of Call Lightning. Yes, very fun. Put that over there. Where's your heroism? Oh, you don't have it memorized yet. That's why. Okay. And you actually have some heal spells too. Alright. Put it here then. Put that here. Go like this. Alright. Anybody gonna have... Do we need to death mark everybody here? Maybe.
I'll make my own legend.
These are the things you gotta do. And you should do this to yourself. What is this? Indestructible bones? That sounds fantastic. I like the sounds of that. Alright.
It's time to act.
Yes, it is. Oh, do this to her. My friends, let's go. Let's go fight. It's gonna be right around the corner here. Ray Boar. Yep, vampire. Pack master. Okay. You're gonna do that, except for me. I got this other thing. Command undead. I have other spells that just like outright kill the undead, don't I? Like consume undead. It's dealt 1d8 damage per caster level, and you are healed for the same amount. You kind of want to save that one. Power from death, yeah, like that. Repurpose, that's fun. I don't think it would go inside the building with me though. Yeah, I'm not sure what I want to do with that. Siphon life. Yeah, let's just kill him. There's what? Only... Okay, there's more than one. Never mind. Do we have somebody with low will? He's a will 16. Will 16. Will 16. Amber. Oh, we just gave you a spell, but we haven't memorized him yet. Okay. Well, in that case, why don't you just do a fireball right there? Gelmer, come over here. I'm gonna have you do this. Doink.
Victory is worth the pain.
That hurt. Dang. Okay, Amber, back up plane. Heal him. You, my friend. What are you doing? Come over here. Okay. You're close to him. He's gonna do it instead. He's gonna heal you. Ember, what are you doing? Just land another one over here.
I must withdraw.
Gilmer, you need to heal him. Now would be good time. Okay. He's just a weak character. Not have him set up to be a person that runs out in front of everybody else. But that's really nice. The Defiler. +4 Unholy Mace increases the amount of damage channel negative energy does to living creatures or heals undead creatures. Wow, fun. Okay, wow. Hey, look, there's loot back here. Gray Boar.
Commander.
Yeah, what is your AC? 25. Yeah, you're not set up for this job. We probably can help you out here. First of all, by giving you a better ring. That would probably help. You need, what, a better cloak? That would help. Although it won't help you from getting smacked around like that. But there's a natural armor +2. That increases that a little bit. What are these? Piercing gaze. Plus persuasion. Who has the highest persuasion? Okay, I don't care about you. She has a 9 persuasion. I have a 21. But I already have some goggles. Amber has 29 persuasion. Amber, you want some new goggles? I got some for you. Yeah, piercing gaze. Where do they go? Right there. Oh, look at you. You're so fashionable. So very nice. Okay, and then what are you using here? Physical might, strength, and constitution. Okay, but I might have something better for you. I might have strength and dex. I think right here, strength and dex, that would help you hit things a little better. Yeah, not much beyond that can help you out there, Budstone. You're just kind of a neglected character. Sorry, in fact, I don't think... What are you using here? Breastplate +2? Eternal Ballad. Yeah, that's for a Scald. It's nice. Chain shirt +4. Is that better? 27. No, it's not. It's not at all. Okay, what is this? Mithril chain shirt. Yeah. +4 max dexterity. 29. Okay. Well, that's pretty much as good as we're going to get, I think. Because he's got what? Mithril chainmail +2, +4 dexterity. Chain shirt +4 gives you +4 dexterity. Nope. Yeah. get the mithril there, but I'm... Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and there's breastplate plus 4. That only gives you 28. Yeah, so you're still better off with that. Okay, dude. Yeah, you're not really set up for this job. I'm asking you to do things that you probably shouldn't be asked to do, but use until fully healed. So nice. So nice. Okay. House of Wicked Knowledge. Let's go. The lock is familiar. These locks are used by monster traders from Katapesh who want to ensure their most powerful beasts stay in their cages. Can't be forced, but one delicate twist of a knife and done. A hunt is a clash between the hunter's cunning and the shrewdness of the prey. When the prey expects a trap, the hunter's acumen is put to the test in trying to subvert such expectations. Willidus has proven he understands this fundamental principle. The commander bursts through the front door and freezes. For all the tales about the mansion supposedly becoming a citadel, no one is there to assault the unwanted guests. There are no flying arrows, no chilling battle cries, and the expensive furniture hasn't turned into makeshift barricades. The commander and his companions carefully examine the luxurious antechamber. There are 2 doors leading deeper into the mansion. One bears a symbol of a mirror, and the other the symbol of a knife. There is a bloody pigeon feather in front of the doors, and a note that contains the words, "Welcome, assassin." The commander recalls that the bloody feather is the symbol of Shax, the Blood Marquis. This demon lord is infamous for luring his victims into labyrinths full of deadly traps. The door slams shut loudly behind him, and the commander has an empty page. Well, what should we do? Enters the door with the mirror symbol. Let's do that one. Stepping through the doorway, the commander suddenly feels nauseous, and an icy chill runs across his skin. His intuition screams that he has just passed through an interplanar portal, and he instantly loses all sense of direction and balance. It seems the rooms of this mansion occupy different layers of reality, and these portals unite them in an elaborate labyrinth, where a single wrong turn is enough to lose one's way entirely. Greed and arrogance are traits inherent to almost all dungeons, and the lord of the mansion seems eager to prove himself with equal the indulgence of both these vices. The door leads into a magnificent sitting room. It hasn't been furnished in a manner indicative of tasteful refinement. The lamp reflections sparkle on the gilded furniture. The floor is covered in elaborate mosaics. The shelves are full of expensive trinkets. As if all this luxury wasn't enough, the whole room is reflected back again in the giant mirror that covers the entire ceiling. As soon as the commander enters, the mirror's surface ripples, starting to bubble, bulge, and ooze like molasses. It sends its sticky tendrils toward the outsiders, and a single touch from those appendages pierces the flesh with a sepulchral chill. The commander tries to defend himself using profane rituals. A memory of some dark, forbidden knowledge flashes in Aaron's mind. He draws a blade across his palm and uses the blood to quickly paint warding symbols on the surface of the attacking mirror. The drawn symbol of Rovagug, Great Destroyer, causes blurry lines of patina to ripple across the surface, and the panicking monster hastily withdraws its tentacles. The tentacles remain retracted, hiding within the mirror's smooth surface and keeping a safe distance from the commander. There are 3 doors that lead out from the room occupied by this strange carnivorous mirror. The commander decides to open the one bearing the symbol of a pair of scales. No matter how gleefully the lord of this palace mutilates flesh, he is first and foremost a scientist. And a scientist, by definition, is a madman who can put to shame any giggling maniac with a knife. Therefore, it comes as no surprise that his laboratory is furnished with care and order, and there is no hint of the tawdry luxury found in the other rooms. There is a multitude of flasks and vials with potions resting on the tables, and the cupboards are full of jars containing brains of all shapes and colors. As soon as the door closes behind the commander's back, a huge silvery autoclave opens with a wheezing clang, emitting a wave of foul-smelling brine. A hideous homunculus, covered in glistening slime, crawls out of the autoclave. Its liquid, malleable body constantly grows new limbs, eyes, and mouths, absorbing the bits and pieces it no longer requires. It seems the monster can't decide what shape it should take. It stares at the commander with malevolent intelligence. It seems it has better mental faculties than most alchemically produced creatures. The homunculus giggles repulsively as it grabs a vial full of acid and aims it at the commander's head. The commander starts throwing flasks of potions at the homunculus while trying not to touch any really dangerous substances. The barrage of flasks, vessels, and other laboratory wares forces the homunculus to retreat behind the bulk of the autoclave and defend itself from there. Aaron grabs a round, corked vial with frost on the inside. Taking careful aim, he launches the projectile right at the monster's hiding place. A pale blue flash lights up the laboratory, and the homunculus is instantly frozen to the autoclave, covered in a thick layer of ice. It desperately grows 2 extra mouths for its final deathly scream. The commander uses this chance to search the laboratory and manages to procure an entire satchel of useful potions and balms. Stepping over the wreckage of expensive lab equipment and shattered glass, the commander pauses before the 3 doors and eventually chooses the one with the symbol of a full moon. The commander enters a magnificent bedroom and ends up knee-deep in a seemingly bottomless pile of soft blankets, fuzzy rugs, plump feather beds, and other covers of all sorts and shapes. They allure and promise the sweetest dreams, if only Aaron would lie down and close his eyes. It's a dangerous temptation. Anyone who allows these fluffy killers to put them to sleep won't wake up ever again. They will crawl over their victim, piling up around them, and then suffocate and smother them to death. Carving through a featherbed with his blade, the commander sees glistening flesh, and a thick ichor oozes out from the rend in the fabric. Yet no book has ever mentioned such strange, bizarre creatures. The commander can only guess that this is the result of a strange experiment on some predatory swarm organism that disguises itself as something harmless and then preys on those it lures close. The commander decides that the best decision would be to start a fire and escape from the room, using the flames as a distraction. The lamp that the commander has torn from the wall explodes, and burning drops of oil rain down on the rugs, setting them alight in seconds. Soon the entire bedroom is aflame. Rugs and blankets writhe in agony like living creatures. They crack and burst open, spewing hot blood. The sickly sweet smell of charred meat fills the room. Trapped in the terrible fire, Aaron keeps his nerve and discovers a route to safety while avoiding the scorching flames. 3 doors with different symbols lead from the master bedroom. The commander decides he would rather take his chances behind the one with blazing fire. The commander finds himself in a long stone passage. No traps are triggered by his careful steps, yet at the end of the passage his vision grows blurry. The illusion of safety falls apart like a house of cards, revealing an endless fiery field, ashen mountains, rivers of lava, and magmatic volcanoes. Hot wind scorches his face. It is not difficult to conclude that this is the deadly place in the elemental plane of fire. Ash and volcanic rock tremble beneath the commander's feet, but walking on it seems safe enough for now. The only escape route is the distant 3-way arch of rough-hewn stone containing the 3 familiar doors. However, in order to reach it, the commander must find a way past the river of fire, in which tiny islets of porous stone are just barely visible. The river spews out tongues of roaring flame that land on the banks and crystallize in dark glass. As a result, both banks of the river have become steep, jagged cliffs of obsidian. The commander has nothing left to do but to get to the other side by jumping from islet to islet. Aaron spots several tiny islets in the river of lava and deftly jumps from one to another, avoiding the scorching caress of the boiling magma. He manages to reach the other side of the fiery river and climbs up the steep slope. After reaching the stone portals, the commander has decided which of the 3 doorways to enter. Eventually, he settles on the one with the symbol of a rod. The door doesn't budge. The commander forces it open with his weight and enters the same hall where this dangerous expedition first began. The cozy, comfortable setting in no way hints at the nightmares that awaited the commander inside the mansion. The door outside is wide open, and through the doorway, dark figures can be seen clutching weapons. All of this was nothing but a warm-up. The final, decisive battle is still to come. The commander prepares for a fight as he steps outside the accursed mansion. Really? So, Willidus, the leader of this gang of demons, is grotesquely disfigured, even by the standards of the Abyss. A disproportionately large and bloated head rests on a tiny, disformed body covered in bumps and furrows, like a shriveled walnut. What seems at first to be a mane of hair standing up on end is revealed upon closer inspection to be bone needles sticking out from his pale, blistered skin. Where the mouth should be, there is instead a bony plate, formed from yellowing teeth that have grown together. It protrudes out from his torn, lacerated lips. His voice appears to come from a slobbering, undulating hole in his neck just beneath his chin. More bloody larvae showing up at my palace. I'm getting tired of these visits. What a freak, Greybor says. Even I feel somewhat conflicted. Would killing this creature be an act of cruelty or mercy? I do not wish to show mercy to the scum that set me up. Who are you? A snort of derision escapes from the creature's throat, and he makes a dismissive gesture with his hand, his dirty nails curling into long, thin spirals. You don't even know who you've decided to challenge. Let these words herald your imminent death, outsider. I am Willidus, the wizard, confidant, and advisor to the Lady of Shadow. I am also known as the Vivisector. Greybor smirks, not bothering to hide his contempt. So many words. I'll simply call you a corpse. Less impressive sounding, perhaps, but easy to remember. Why did you turn your house into a trap? I was expecting assassins, and therefore I prepared a warm welcome for such guests. I trust that you appreciated my vivarium. When I am finished with you, it'll become a new decoration for my palace, and another test for those who follow you. You will be mine. Some of you will be mindless pets, and the more attractive ones, I may use you to meet other needs. The monstrosity giggles lecherously, and the sound is shrill and repulsive, like metal against glass. Did you create the monsters I found in the mansion? The demon cackles with glee and replies scornfully. You call them monsters, silly boy. What can you possibly know about it? Those are masterpieces of vivisection. Impossible creations conceived not by nature, but born of my scalpel, needle, and magic. So who do you think wants you dead? My enemies are many and dangerous, and I could spend an eternity guessing, but there's no need for that. Once I've killed you, I'll soak your warm little brains in my concoctions and read the names of my enemies like tea leaves in their wrinkled patterns, and then I'll have a lovely dinner. Some Chianti and fava beans. There's a greedy, predatory gleam in those tiny eyes buried deep within the folds of wrinkled flesh. Why did you put a hit out on Darazan and give Greybor a faulty magical weapon? The demon hisses in frustration, spittle flying from the hole in his neck. Nonsense! Why would I want the idiot dead? What possessed him to think I'm the one who put a hit out on him? And how dare you pathetic amateurs even think that a scheme of mine might possibly fail? If I truly wanted to kill Darazan, he'd be long gone. No, I don't give a damn about anyone from that swarm of locusts. Greybor says I expected such an answer. For some reason, whenever I corner these scoundrels and demand a reckoning, none of them are brave enough to own up to their crimes, and they never go quietly when I slit their throat. words reek of deceit. Demon's cloudy eyes flare with anger, and his smug giggles give way to a low, menacing growl. Soon we shall find out what your tiny, ridiculous, worm-eaten brain smells like. Kill him. The dwarf grins ominously, and as he looks at the demon, there is no mercy in his eyes. I won't lie. I've been waiting for this moment. Tomorrow morning, my reputation will be spotless once again. Sweet dreams. Okay, so what do we have here? We have Willidus. There he is. He looks a bit like our friend, the gnome. Okay, and there's this. Okay, you're back. That's nice of you to be here with us. Hit Willidus with that, will you? You, darling, smack that around. Greybor, why don't you do this as a standard action? Me, I'm, let's see, I'm just going to attack Willidus. You, my darling, are going to back up a little bit. You're going to back up a little bit. Ember, you're going to move. Let's see. What do you want to do? What would be an appropriately good time here for you? Why don't you smack this thing with that? You, my friend, hit this prayer. And you're going to haste everybody because we're not hasted. Oh, we are hasted? We're hasted for 17 seconds. Well, since it's going to take you about 2 minutes to cast another haste, why don't you just get started? Look at this. Oh, somebody got hit. Della deals 58 damage to Willidus. And that took about half his life out. Oh, and then I just finished him off. I got him sneak attack. Oh, and there's supposed to be... Yes, this is what I wanted to see, and I forgot to point it out last episode. Remember, there's been an update. That's why these pet bars are at the bottom of our picture frames. They show you the full damage result. This is something else I mentioned in my playthrough, and this, too, ends up in the game. So thank you to everybody who's probably also been saying the same thing, that they wanted to see these things. Look at this. This is so cool. Damage result, 48. Plus 3. 1d4 roll result 4. Plus 18 from oh, that's cool. It shows you the whole breakdown. 1d6 multiplied by 0.5 equals 1 electricity. Source, shock, flaming, corrosive, kukri. Oh, that's great. Oh, yeah. It shows the whole thing. Oh, I got to see more of this. I want to see this. Yes. Yes. Oh, so you can see it here. That's the wider, so it's easier to see. This is plus 3. Great. Electricity. Immunity, electricity, fire, acid, bludgeoning, piercing, slashing, precision, roll result. Man. Oh, yeah. So it says this, it's a 1d6 and you got a 6. So multiplied by 0.5, blah, 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 blah. You get minus 6 because the acid resistance plus 3 difficulty. That is cool. Bludgeoning. Wow. Oh my gosh, I like seeing that. That's awesome. I'm going to spend a lot of time with that. Especially probably when I'm playing this thing in turn-based mode. Look at this. Something nasty is going on over here. This is... Oh my goodness, I'm doing some damage over here. I'm doing some damage. And yeah, this is... Horzala. The projection of that tall female demon. Unlike many of her kind, she seems slimmer and less stocky in build. Upon closer examination, you realize that her thinness is caused by extreme emaciation, which makes her look like a withered tree. The skin on her neck and wrist bears the mark of shackles, and her body is covered with flaming seals of Baphomet. Lowering her eyes, the demon addresses you quietly. Allow me to congratulate you. The short work you've made of Willidus proves you are a true professional. I am Horzala, and on behalf of the Assassin's Guild, I congratulate Greybar on completing his contract. You have fulfilled the order we received for Willidus's murder, and therefore you have the right to collect the bounty, even though you are not a guild member yourself. I'm sure you also have many questions about what happened. I doubt our guild is hard to find. There is a notice board at its entrance where the assassination contracts are posted. Do you know what happened here? I may know a thing or two, but we should discuss these matters inside the guild, not in public. Who's going to overhear us? The corpses, Greybor says. don't you come here and speak to us face to face instead of projecting an illusion? Or are you afraid we won't like your answers and will make you join Willidus? Who are you? I am Horzala Baphomet's daughter. Projection looks you in the eye and adds in an aggressive whisper, Horzala, not Hepzimira. She is my elder sister, but I doubt you're able to appreciate the true extent of my misfortune. I am also known as Alushanira as the assistant and right hand of Yaz, the head of the Assassin's Guild. We'll pay a visit soon. Thank you for your answer. The bounty awaits. I'm not sure what reward awaits us, but I truly hope it's a considerable sum of gold, Greybor says, and not a meager payment served up at the end of a blade. Well, we defeated Willidus, but now we have to go to the Assassin's Guild, which I assume we need to do. Incubus Butcher. Okay, yeah, but I want the pieces. Give me the pieces. How come I can't get the pieces? Okay, there we go. Yeah, alright. Assassin's Guild. Willidus is dead. That is satisfactory. I like that a lot. And her little dragon there, her little Triceratops needs to be healed because the bar on the bottom tells me. I'm so thankful for that. Okay, so let's take a look at the matter of reputation. Willidus is dead, but it appears that he's not actually a treacherous client who set Greybor up. It seems that the commander and Greybor were caught up in a web of intrigue and deceit designed to bring out Willidus' fall. It is a strange situation, but a demon claiming to be Horzala, daughter of Baphomet, has promised the commander that all of his questions will be answered at the Assassin's Guild. Okay, but where is the Assassin's Guild? They told us to come to the Assassin's Guild, but we don't actually know where that is. Greybor, yes. Palace of Incest and Indecency. Abandoned mansion. Portal down. Up. The Rapture of the Rupture. I assume the Assassin's Guild is somewhere up here, but maybe it's not. So let's take a look at where it is. And now I know where this entrance is, and we have to go to the middle city. So let's get down here to the Nexus. The Plexus Nexus. Well, this episode's getting close to being maxed out anyway, but flesh markets, they are in the middle city. Battle Bliss, Bad Luck Tavern. 10,000 Delights is also in the middle city. Let's go there. That's probably a little safer place to go to. So, where we want to go to is out the door here. And into the big city. Into the big wide world of the city. And then, let's see. Where is that door at? It's over here. Assassin's Guild. There's actually a marker for it, which is somewhat of a miracle. So we're going to go over here. Take this door. This portal down. Come on, guys. Come on, you guys. Alright, and it's right here. I'm going to go like this. Come on, you chunk. Get down here. Yes, and we need that to do exactly that. Turn. Keep turning. Doorway to the Assassin's Guild. Chunk. Convenient that it's hidden in that wall that raises up and down. Alright. So, as Yaz, well, before all hell breaks loose. Boulder. Nice, he's named. There's a bunch of assassins here. Horzala. Okay. Yaz. The demon standing before you clearly has a penchant for jewelry. His fingers are covered in rings, 3 gold chains encircling his neck, and 4 bejeweled earrings sparkle in each of his ears. However, such exquisite adornments are not enough to hide the fact that he is a hardened warrior and a ruthless killer. His face and hands are covered in long, badly healed scars, and he moves as gracefully as the most skilled swordsman. The demon's lips curl in a satisfied sneer as he greets you loudly. Look who's here. It's the arrogant Galarian who disposed of poor Willidus. You aren't about to do something really stupid and start a massacre here, right? Can we just talk? This horned thing is one of yours, isn't it? Horzala? Yes, this little demoness is one of my most useful servants. Besides, it's so very prestigious to have a daughter of Baphomet working under you. Yaz glances at the horned demon with a mix of condescension and possessiveness. She stares fixedly at the floor. Yes, master. I am your servant, Horzala says. For a fleeting moment, you notice a shadow of angry displeasure cross her face. A spark of fear flashes in Yaz's eyes, like a boy who realizes he's gone too far when testing the patience of his parents. So, tell me the truth, right now. Yaz raises his hands apologetically. Several rings glitter on his fingers. Fine, fine. I was the one who actually gave Greyboar's assignments. I needed to light a little fire underneath this cauldron where so many minions of demon lords are being mixed together. I ordered him to murder those demons in Canabras, and I put a hit out on Darazand. Although that ugly idiot didn't bother me at all. But he was an ugly idiot indeed, and a vengeful one to boot. That's why I gave Greybor a dagger that was only supposed to wound the Baelor, and that is why using Willidus's name was important. It was the perfect hand of cards. Darazan survived after suffering a painful, humiliating wound by a mortal's hand. No offense, of course. The Baelor couldn't simply let that go, and so he started a vendetta against Willidus, dragging other Deskarites into it. And that was my goal all along, because Willidus was my real target. A target that was very difficult to reach. Yaz seems to revel in his own cleverness. He smirks and smiles with smug satisfaction. It's the 3 S's. The dwarf gives a grim chuckle and whispers loudly enough to be heard. People like you are why us assassins have such a lousy reputation. No respect for agreements. Greybor mutters darkly. Staying quiet, Commander. I'll have a few words to say to this fellow when the time is right. Alright. Why did you do all of this? For money and power, of course. This has been my primary motivation for many years now. Somebody wanted that old woodlouse dead, and clever Yaz has fulfilled their wish, with the expectation of being showered in privileges and treasures. You're getting a share of those privileges and treasures, by the way. I trust you're not going to refuse the reward provided for freelance operatives. Trust me, the sum is considerable. Yaz turns his attention to Greybor and adds, I haven't forgotten about you either. You'll be rewarded in proportion to your truly astonishing lethality. Oh, well, I won't turn down any gold. The demon flashes his perfect, sharp teeth and then snaps his fingers. Suddenly, a thick purse appears in front of you, smelling of exquisite perfume. I had no doubt we'd come to an understanding. After all, we share a common language, the language of gold. Since it was my reputation that was damaged as a result of this plot, I consider it fair to lay claim to 20% of that total fee. That's fine. Greybor nods and gives a grunt of satisfaction. I appreciate your integrity when it comes to business. As for you, Greybor, Yaz says, you've proven your competence. As a token of apology, allow me to offer you membership of my Assassin's Guild. Consider it the recognition of your talents that you have long desired. I promise you prestige, respect, and truly staggering fees. Of course, I won't demand that you sever your current contract. You may claim your well-deserved place in our guild when it expires. So then what do you say? Will I be welcoming you to the big league? Greybor turns to you with a very serious expression. His voice is reserved and formal. Aaron, we are bound by an active agreement, and therefore I must consult your opinion on this invitation. I advise you to accept the offer. The dwarf nods in relief, and there is gratitude in his voice. We have an active contract. You could have denied me this, but I appreciate that you are discerning enough to respect my skills. The dwarf does not waste words as he looks at Yaz. Where do I sign? What are you talking about? We're not devils, after all. Yaz laughs and claps his hands loudly. Splendid! You've got a bright future here, my diminutive yet deadly friend. Yaz gives a bored yawn, and there is a note of finality in his tone. Well, this was a very enlightening conversation, but I see no reason why we should continue. You've received your answers and should probably be on your way. Meanwhile, I should get back to plotting another bloody and violent murder. Have a good day. After a suspicious glance in Yaz's direction, Greybor turns to you. Indeed, this was an unexpected meeting. If you want to discuss what happened privately, I'm at your service, Commander. And that, as they say, is that. Well, let's go back to the Nexus, shall we? It seems like this episode is time to be done. What the heck? Alright, so where's my nearest portal out of here? We're right there. That'll get us to the lower city. I don't really care about that. There's the 10,000 Delights is right there. Yeah. So let's just go over here. Everybody over here, everybody over there. Well, folks, that's been an entertaining episode. Greybor's quest looks like it's largely a matter of reputation. So what now? An act of vengeance fills the heart with warmth and satisfaction. I must talk to Greybor, so I assume I have to do that back at the Nexus. Let's go do that. Let's go to have a chat with the killer, the stone cold killer Greybor. To the Nexus. Next episode will be the Bad Luck Tavern and Red Mask. Isn't that a character in a Captain America movie? Red Mask? I believe it is. Alright, where's Greybor at? Is he here or is he somewhere else? Skeletal Executioner, Princess, Two-Face, Arushale, Ninian. He must be in the cave, and the fastest way to the cave, actually, is to take a rest.
The most important thing is to make the right shape with your lips and tongue, and to exhale just right.
Smoking?
Dwarf boy, your skill at creating smoke rings is worthy of accolades. Tell me, can you hit the commander's head with a smoke ring from here?
Oh, Ninian. You crazy little fox. Crazy like a fox. Arushale. Oh, well, here she is. I've been thinking, and, well, you see, I wanted... What I'm trying to say is... Extremely embarrassed, Arushale's voice becomes progressively quieter until you can barely hear what she's saying. Relax. Now summon your courage and tell me what you wanted to say. Yes, just give me a moment. Sorry. After several deep inhales and exhales, Arushale finally pulls herself together and blurts out, I need to go back to my dream. And come with me, please. Oh, I see. Well, you finally figured out what to do with the table. No, it remains a mystery to me, but I had another idea. Something I can't do alone. I thought this is going to sound odd, and I doubt dreams even work like this, but what if I try to fall asleep inside my dream, to dive deeper into the dream world? What could I find there? What if that's where the answers to my questions are hidden? What if it's Desna herself, or even me, the real me? But the problem is, the succubus blushes again, her voice dropping to a barely audible whisper. That's where the nightmares are. Someone will have to guard my sleep. Someone who won't get scared of what is to be seen there. Someone who knows what kind of monster I used to be and still accepts me. Someone, I see. Alright, you need someone you can trust. Yes, will you help me? Right now, or else I won't ever work up the courage again. Well, obviously I have to go. So I'll help. So we're going to go straight here, but I'm going to end the episode here, folks, because the episode is getting a little long. Thanks for watching. As always, if you dig it, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. Leave your questions and comments down below. We'll deal with Arushale at the start of the next episode. See y'all next time. Happy gaming.